Okay, so, ooh, alright. Actually, doing this quest has leveled up both Jaheira and Brudiale. So let's go ahead and level up both of these. Which level was it that... Alright, it looks like Jaheira, it was actually her druid level that went up. Which means that we've got a couple new spells on her. Which could be really useful. Especially given that the fights are going to keep pretty much getting harder and harder. Poison, protection from lightning. What do I want to take here? Actually, animal summoning 1. It's not that great a spell, but it can be useful in the right circumstances. Mostly as a way to distract enemies. True Seeing we definitely want to take because that's a really good... That's actually a really good spell. And I'll show you why in a couple of these fights. Because it's really great whenever enemies are using invisibility and similar things. So, Brudiale level up as well. So, level 2 spells. Yeah. Probably just take... Okay, Agonized Scorcher, actually. We'll take that one. And a lower resistance. I really need to get a Breach spell.
You point.
That would be helpful. For now, though, as I mentioned in the last video, we're going to go ahead over to Joaquin's Promenade so that we can get some of these get this stuff, all this loot identified. Now, I could have done this off camera, and I was almost tempted to, but truthfully, I don't like the idea of doing anything off camera. I'd rather that everyone see the game exactly as I am. That way, you know, there's going to be no confusion about how I got a certain item, or where did such and such come from, or what happened to this thing that you had, or how did you get so much money all of a sudden, or something like that. Yes, I know I could explain it, but it's also better. I just think it's better to do it live and on camera, and this way too. You know, it also works fairly well as a walkthrough, I guess, even though my goal here is more entertainment rather than walking through. If it was a walkthrough, I might be doing it as a post-commentary, which I don't believe in doing post-commentaries. But I know just for me personally, whenever I see another LP and people are doing things off camera, it always seems a little bit disconcerting for me. Meaning, I'm always sort of wondering, well, how did this happen? Or, where did that item come from? Or, when did they get that? I don't remember them getting that. And things like that. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing this on camera. So, if you don't want to see me identify and sell stuff, maybe you can skip ahead a video or two. But, otherwise, just go ahead and keep watching. This will probably take maybe one video to do.
Stand back for justice!
But yeah, I just wanted you all to know sort of where I'm coming from, and that like all of my LPs, I'm going to be doing everything on camera. There's going to be nothing that's done off camera. Alright, let's talk to Rybald here.
Rybald Bardaman at your service.
My adventurer's market is the finest shopping in all of Faerû. Yeah, it actually is. This really is probably the best store in the game. There's one on Trade Meat that's decent, but this is probably the best store in the game. Widest selection, lowest prices, and nary a fancy illustration. Just the goods, bare and plain. Alright, yeah, let's see what you've got. Okay, first of all, I'm just going to go through and start identifying all of this stuff that I don't have identified. And then I'm going to be selling stuff. So, there's all that. Including this thing that Hendak gave me. The problem with, of course, paying for Identify is that sometimes the items are not worth enough to make up for the money that you spent identifying them, which is kind of annoying because you wind up losing money. But in truth, you eventually get so much money in this game that once you get through a couple quests, you're not gonna care all that much, you know, about money. You're not gonna worry much about it or anything like that. Alright, there. Now, first of all, does Minx have his swords? No, he doesn't, but he does have his high strength back. So, let's go ahead and give Minx his swords back. Who had them? Alright, this is one of them that he had. And I think... yeah, there's the other one. There's the Lilar core. Alright, now what I usually do at this point is I also go through and I try to upgrade equipment if I manage to loot anything that's better. Like, say, maybe this plate armor instead of the split mail that he's wearing. Actually, what's the AC on this? 3. What is it on that split mail? 4. Okay. What's he wearing? Split mail. Alright, so we can sell that split mail. He's using a magical weapon. Jahira is not using a magical sword, but this one, or my magical shield, sorry, but this one is magical. So let's give her that. What else? Okay, this is a composite longbow, actually. Nobody in my party can use that except Minsk. And Minsk is more useful to me as a frontline fighter, so I'm going to sell that. This is that sword that Hendak gave us. It's decent enough to go after werewolves, but it's a bastard sword +1, but it's a +3 against shapeshifters. So, for example, a werewolf or something like that. However, werewolves are fairly rare in this game, and truthfully, that probably is not worth hanging on to. So I'm gonna sell it. I thought I had a... this is a Cloak of Protection +1. That's gonna be good for one of the mages. I thought I had a Scimitar +1, but I don't think I got one. Yeah, no, I didn't. Alright, well, let's just give this to the mages then. Wait, or is he wearing a Ring of Protection? Yeah. Alright, give this to Aerie then. There. Yeah, because my character is actually wearing a Ring of Protection +1, I actually can't use the Cloak of Protection +1. I literally cannot equip it. So there was no point in actually putting it on whenever she can use it and get the AC and saving throw bonus. So for now, at least, let's start selling stuff.
Swords, not
The Adventure Mart's
battle
the
bow.
finest shopping.
Let's
in
just
all
sell
the
all of this stuff
world.
now that I don't
Lowest
need.
prices and nary a fancy illustration. Just the
Which will
goods, fair
also
and plain.
go a decent way towards raising some money to use to rescue Imoen. Which, of course, is our highest priority at this point. Okay, sell the bolts because they're not going to be needed. Arrow +1. Bolt +1, sell that. Sell that composite longbow. Sell the short sword +1 and then the other composite longbow. Studded leather armor +2. Actually, that might be... I'm going to hang on to that and see if Yoshimo can use it, because that might actually be an upgrade for him. Alright, is there anything... well, this can be sold because it's pointless. Alright, long sword +1. Okay, I actually did come out ahead, but not by a whole lot. But let's see if that armor is actually good for Yoshimo. Oh yeah, it will be. Yeah, there. Alright, now we'll just sell off that armor that
What
he
can we do
had.
to make your dreams come true today?
Leather armor +1. Alright, now let's go through and start having the mages memorize these spells. Alright, lightning bolt. These two are actually not memorizable, but that's a cursed scroll, so it needs to be sold. This one Brudiale already has. Let's see if Aerie can memorize it. Yep. Okay. There's his three scrolls. Sleep. Chill touch, he already has. Dire charm he already has. So let's have Aerie memorize those two. And of course I'm getting XP for everything memorized here.